Can you believe it? For just under $2, less than a cup of Starbucks, you can dive into a world of bold flavors and street food treasures in the heart of Hanoi. From dishes that taste like they belong in a Michelin restaurant to humble bites that hit you straight in the soul, this isn't your average top 10. This is our top 10 best street food handpicked by us, locals born and raised in Hanoi, all for under $2. In fact, one dish is so good that it was shared by world-renowned chef and president. Ready for the best street food adventure in Hanoi? Let's go! Let me introduce you to my top favorite food, Bánh Tôm, shrimp cake. True to its name, Bánh Tôm is the perfect marriage of shrimp and batter. But don't let the simple look fool you. This is truly a culinary masterpiece of Hanoi, especially Westlake area. Instead of being grounded into a paste like a fish ball, the shrimp is usually left whole, sitting atop the cake batter. It is then served with sweet and sour fish sauce, fresh lettuce scraps, and a kick of chili to your preference. Sweet and sour taste of fish sauce combined with the crispy texture of the cakes, the umami of the shrimp, all of these flavors are just unbeatable. Delicate like silk, that's how we describe Bánh Cuốn, steamed rolled rice pancake. In the hands of Vietnamese skillful street chefs, the rice batter is poured into a steamer paper thin and then quickly folded with a mixture of fillings: minced wood ear mushrooms, shallots, and well-seasoned ground pork. What we got here is a very delicious plate of Bánh Cuốn, dipping in the fish sauce, and yummy is seriously good. Many locals enjoy adding a few slices of cinnamon-flavored pork sausage to eat with. Small touch, but it brings out a new layer of flavor and makes the dish more complete. Compared to heartier Vietnamese dishes like pho or bánh mì, Bánh Cuốn is a lighter option that satisfies without making you feel overly full, an ideal Vietnamese breakfast. Moving to another bánh lineup, we got Bánh Rán, Vietnamese rice ball, which is a common childhood junk food of every local. There are two popular versions of Bánh Rán. This is the savory one, filled with minced pork, wood ear mushrooms, and typically served with a side of fish sauce. Then, there's a sweet version stuffed with mashed mung beans, and the outer shell is made from a mix of glutinous rice flour and rice flour. What makes these sweet balls special is the coating of the crust. It could be sugar, honey, or the traditional one with sesame. No matter what the topping is, the crispiness of the crust won't disappear, making it the most delicious and addictive junk food in Hanoi. So far, you've seen the crowd-pleasing dishes, but a wild one coming soon will blow your mind in the best or the weirdest way. Before that, let's uncover Hanoi's true favorite first. After munching on some classic Vietnamese street snacks, let's level up to a true local favorite you'll find on mostly every corner: Bún Riêu, crab noodle soup. As locals, we rarely eat Bún Riêu in a fancy restaurants. The true Michelin star in locals' heart should be these kind of eateries, small but offer authentic, intimate dining experience. Start with a bunch of bún vermicelli, tofu, crab meat, spring onions, and a tomato-based soup to cover. We can probably add some Vietnamese sausage, beef, and even snails to make the soup more flavorful. Don't forget to top it off with a squeeze of lime, pair it with a basket of fresh herbs like perilla, Vietnamese balm, and shredded lettuce. The broth will become richer, deeper, and packed with the umami of crab meat. Grab a plastic stool, sit shoulder to shoulder with the locals, and slurp it up. This is Bún Riêu the way it's meant to be enjoyed, with under $2. Pho is probably the most famous dish in Vietnam for tourists. As people may know, pho is a bowl of rice noodles with hot broth eaten with chicken or beef. But a small question here. Have you ever heard of this? Dry pho. And Phở Tíu is one of the best dry pho we want to talk about. It's without a soup, but still, it's full of flavors. We can eat Phở Tíu with many toppings, and the most traditional is sliced meat with a lot of roasted peanuts and dry onions, served with raw vegetables such as bean sprout, basil, and green onions. Together, the separate elements are mixed with a rich, slightly sweet soy-based sauce that clings to each strand, giving it a savory depth you wouldn't expect from a dry dish. To make the flavor more well-rounded, you can add a squeeze of lemon, a dash of chili, and a splash of soy sauce to your preferences. Smoky, meaty, and even got the presidential stamp of approval. There's no way we're skipping Bún Chả, grilled pork vermicelli. Back in 2016, President Obama visited Vietnam, and out of all the local specialties, he chose Bún Chả as the dish to try. The main actor in this dish is the seasoned ground pork and pork belly, grilled over hot charcoal until it's smoky and full of flavors. That is served in a bowl of tangy fish sauce mixed with vinegar, sugar, garlic, chili, and thin slices of green papaya. Of course, you'll have a plate of soft vermicelli noodles on the side to start dipping. At first, it might sound like way too salty while dunking noodles deep into the fish sauce, but trust me, it's not. The grilled pork patties soak in the sauce, picking up with a flair of smokiness, and when paired with a bit of chewy vermicelli, you get the perfect mix that hits both hearty and refreshing in one bite. Soft, sticky, and chewy are three perfect words to describe Bánh Đúc Nóng, a beloved northern Vietnamese dish, especially in the winter. To make this delicious food, the vendors first have to stir the mixture of rice flour and water non-stop to reach that signature smooth and thick consistency of bánh đúc. It is then topped with savory ground pork, woody mushrooms, a sprinkle of fresh coriander, and covered with a splash of fish sauce. It's rich, warm, and perfect on a chilly day. But don't wait too long to dig in. This dish is best only when it's hot. To give this list a touch of adventure, let's warm it up. Yeah, you heard it right. We are going to eat worms. This is Chả Rươi, fried worm omelette, a childhood food from Vietnam coastal estuaries, but not every Vietnamese dares to eat this. You wonder why? This is the reason. Rươi are real, live creatures that kinda looks like a wiggly worms. Not exactly the kind of thing you expect to end up on the plate, right? But don't worry, no one's asking you to eat it raw. Locals mix it with beaten eggs, herbs, and then fry it into crispy golden patties. Actually, it tastes more like an omelette, but way more complex. Crispy on the outside, soft and rich on the inside, and you get the buttery richness of the worm, the softness of the egg, and fragrant notes from the kumquat and a bit of chili heat. Usually served with vermicelli noodles, fresh herbs like perilla and coriander, and dipping sauce made with garlic, lime, chili, and fish sauce. From the wiggly worms to a very good dish to taste in Hanoi for only $1.73. Do you want to try it once? The following food item can remind you of flavors from two most significant cuisines of the world, but you can only find the best one in Vietnam. Bánh Mì, the Vietnamese sandwich. Just look at this bánh mì I've got here. The bread itself is a twist from French popular baguette, but features lighter and crispier crust. Inside, you can find French-inspired pâté, Chinese-inspired char siu pork, but they are put in harmony with other Vietnamese ingredients such as local herbs, veggie, and sometimes a secret sauce that differentiate one bánh mì shop to another. This creative combination helped Bánh Mì land the #1 spot on the top 100 sandwiches in the world list by the famous food site Taste Atlas in 2024. Honestly, take one bite and you'll instantly get why it's become such a global obsession. What about dessert? Hanoi is definitely the place to be for sweet tea. Here's a Vietnamese classic that's perfect for beating the summer heat of Hanoi. Chè, or sweet soup. Step into any local dessert shop and you'll be welcomed by a vibrant spread of colorful toppings, almost like a rainbow buffet. But what makes it fun is that, beside the house specials, you can create your own bowl. Mix and match whatever you are in the mood for: fresh tropical fruits, jams, chewy boba pearls, silky jellies, rich coconut milk, black beans, etc. Today, I went with chewy tapioca pearls, soft jelly, and a scoop of coconut milk sauce made with the shop's secret recipe. A quick tip from a local: add crushed ice for that extra refreshing kick. This is truly a light, fun dessert that everyone needs to get freshened up in the scorching heat during Hanoi's hot season. And that's the top 10 best street foods in Hanoi for under $2. Are you ready for the treasure hunt? Check our description box for our recommendation spots and tell us which one will you try first in the comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us on more hidden food adventures. See you next time.